guys, we're back here working on the figure 8 car today. We've got a few things yet to do. We got parts in, we got our solid motor mounts to do. We're waiting on a spring still, but right now we're going to finish up clearancing the front fenders and everything, make sure we're good on our turns, and then also reinforcing them a little bit so they're a little bit more stiff. And then we'll probably pull the motor and put the new motor mounts in.
Yep.
So let's get her going.
Yep.
All right, like we said, we're gonna work on pulling these fenders out a little bit more. We're gonna hook it up to the winch outside. We're gonna stretch them out and get some more bow into them, and then we'll probably come in on the back side and stiffen them up real good. So right now we'll get her backed out.
Right, we got everything connected. We got the winch line hooked up down here in the fender. We got it hooked up to the Jeep. Now we're just gonna winch it and pull it out some. Yeah, it is a lot. So that's the after, and you can see the before over here. Before, we haven't pulled this side out at all, and it's just essentially flat compared to what we got going on over here.
Wide body kit.
Yeah, homemade wide body. We have the speed dents as well.
Yeah, aerodynamic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll flip her around to the other side.
Yep. Alright guys, so we got it back in the shop, and we went ahead and kind of redid the fenders a little bit, kind of worked on them a little bit more, so now they're really wide. And you can see they have this nice lip here, and it's actually really strong. You can see, I mean, it's really wide now. without any weight on it or coming into a corner, just driving it around. There's no rubbing anymore like there was. There was just a tiny bit of rubbing. And also, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start pulling the motor to the solid motor mounts. And as you can see, actually, I have these set up right over here so you guys can see. So this part will go on the motor, this will go on the frame, and then I'll just go like that, and then it'll be solid. So we'll go ahead and get you guys set up, and then we'll start tearing into the motor to get it out. Alright, I got you guys set up on top of the roof of the car right now. And I'm just going to start digging in. I'm going to take out the radiator, I'm going to take the carburetor and the distributor out, motor mount bolts, anything else, headers I believe, and then yeah, we can start pulling it out. As you see, I got the cherry picker right here actually, so we'll go ahead and get it, start taking it apart. I mean, start with the easiest thing, might as well. Now I just got to do that with everything else. So let me get to that. That's how you do that right there. I got it all done.
I came to help.
You can see the little, yeah, it was quite easy. You can see here, actually, these are the mounts we're going to be eliminating. The rubbers in them are just, I mean, they're there, but they're destroyed. Like, that one's not even tight. So, I mean, definitely going to help on top of fixing some other things. A little trick I use to hold the transmission up when I have one jack at least to do everything. So,
I'm going to breathe this so heavy. Been watching cops.
And you see right here, actually, here's where the other mounts will go on the block. How they're the triangle. The other ones, where are they? Yeah, right here. So you can see right here, the triangle will go on the block right here. We'll go right there. You see in there? Maybe I get a light. I'll get a light. There you go. Now you can see, I mean, it's pretty simple, small block Chevy stuff, but I mean, 3, then the 3 right there. So we'll put those on there, get rid of these old rubber ones right here, and then we'll go ahead and put them on, and then it'll be solid. They'll be a lot better, a lot less rocking, and hopefully that'll eliminate some of the problems we have. I'm out of breath. Down here, I'm down here in the engine bay right now. I'm just looking at these, trying to get these motor mounts off, and you can see here, these ones have a bolt at the bottom and nuts on top. And I don't even know how. Maybe on the bottom there's some sort of access hole, but I know those are going to be really fun. And the bottoms aren't even bolted on both of these. That's kind of weird. There's no holes for them. That's probably because they're not supposed to be in here, but yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up somewhere, and then I'm going to go ahead and struggle to get these two out probably, or maybe not. Maybe these ones will be hard, but go ahead and set you guys up. We'll get these ones out, get the new ones on, and then we'll go ahead and switch to the motor and get the other solid mounts on for the motor real quick. Okay, so now, I should try to get the jack. Oh, no, it's just there now. Try to get these things out real quick. I bet I need an extension. So these are threaded with a nut. Those are gone. So these, like, it's threaded and the bolts just go into them. That's so cool, amazing. Gotta do these. Oh, solid. This is a lot easier than I anticipated it to be. But it's going to be right now. Well, that's good. I don't know if you can, let me pull you down here really quick. So it looks like, let me get you to see here. My light go. There's my light. Don't know if you even need the light, but it'll be way easier. So you can see, I think right there, looks like there was a hole, or there is a hole. I don't know if that's the stock Nova mounts or different from whatever mounts these are. I don't know if that is, but there is like some broken, like stuck in the frame bolts. So, I don't know. I'll see if we're going to drill holes or something, and if we need to drill holes and put something in there, we will. Or maybe we'll weld them to the bottom. We'll just clean it off right here, and then we'll just weld a bead here and here on both sides, and then it'll be in there permanently. Now, I guess I'll set you up to go move to the motor, and we'll go jack the motor up a little bit and put the solid mounts on the motor. Okay, so I'm down here on the floor now, or I have the motor jacked up slightly. I did it off camera just a little bit, so it's off the ground just a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to work on. I believe it's a 9/16. Knock that light out of the way. Then you just need to get an extension or not. There we go. Now,
so I'm gonna put on a El Cheapo Evil Bay
They didn't have bolts for bolt.
$22
no, it does not.
thing.
I was gonna ask if maybe you wanted to weld a bead or yeah, weld it. That's what I thought.
I think 5.5 volts right now. I would put another quarter.
Probably put it in there to get it where it's happy and then
Yep. And that's all it is. I'll probably do the other side off camera, and that'll be that. All right, so I just got the other side done. See, we got this side. Then I got over here, got this side done, which super simple, 3 bolts. And I went ahead and took the flex plate off because we have some video proof that we have had a vibration and a weird vibration in the car recently, and we crawled under it one of these days while it was running just because we were trying to diagnose it, and the flywheel you could see is kind of walking, or flex plate, sorry, it was kind of walking back and forth. Have a video of that, and then just looking, it seems like we have a dial caliper here, and we were measuring it. It seems like it's ever so slightly off, but I think what we're going to do is I have a few others up on the parts shelf, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on, maybe put the original one back on that we just took off, and then see if it's wobbling. And then what we'll do is, how to check that is we'll put power to the starter so it'll just spin it over. It's not going to be like it's running, but it'll be enough to tell if it's walking back and forth. So I'll go ahead and get it up there. It's all the way up there somewhere in that mess. So I'll get it down, go ahead and mount it up, or mount the original one up just to double check and see if it's, just to verify, and then I'll put some power to the starter and we'll do that real quick.
Alright guys, new day, back in here, trying to finish up what we started last night, or mostly what he did, I guess. So last night we ended with, we thought the flex plate was bent, so we, off camera obviously, we had a dial indicator set up and we checked the run out. It came within spec. It was just like 8 thousandths, I guess. So that's all checked out good. So now we're just going through the process, putting it back on, retorquing it, the bolts, and then we'll get the motor set back in there. So
Let's do that.
yep, go ahead.
You may have to hold it in. Should have went to the other one. Alright, there we go.
Alright, got that done. Let's get her set in there now.
Alright, so we were putting the motor in and come across the problem that these new motor mounts don't sit the motor as far back as it needs to be. So instead of moving the transmission forward and having to get a new drive shaft, what we're going to do is hack off those studs on the driver's side, and we'll just put it where the motor wants, up against the transmission where it's flush. And then we're just going to weld them to the frame. So it'll be really solid. So I guess we'll go ahead and set you guys up for that, and while we work on that. Alright, so we have these studs down here. I'm just going to take the grinder and cut them off flush real quick. Alright, so those are nice and flush now. Now we'll go ahead and probably put the mounts back on the motor and figure out where it wants to sit, right? Alright. See, it's a little bit, I don't know if you can see, but the a little bit, we split the difference, a little bit different. It's actually setting back where it should now. So now what we're gonna do is mock up the headers just ever so, put 2 bolts in them, you know, and make sure they're both gonna fit before we go ahead and weld it up, because then we'd be screwed there. So put you guys back and you'll be doing that. Getting everything to fit, and we couldn't figure it out, and I just had the idea, well, what if it's the old the new solid mounts compared to the old style?
The old factory mounts. Well, we looked at the bottom ones, and as you can see, they're basically the same height, but then if you come over here and look to the top where the clamshell part is,
yeah, can you spot the difference?
There's quite a bit of difference in height, so that's why, I mean, none of our headers aren't fitting. Basically the fan shroud,
the fan sits so much lower.
It sits below the radiator mount.
Yeah.
So Basically right now we're getting ready to modify the cheap.
There we go.
Basically right now we're getting ready to modify the cheap Amazon Chinese solid mounts and make our own, which I guess is what we should have done from the beginning.
Yeah, we probably would have saved some time. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're going to modify the cheap Amazon mounts and basically make our own, which is what we should have done in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll grab the welder and start cutting stuff up.
All right, guys. So went through a little bit of trial and error trying to figure out these motor mounts, and this is what we came up with. We've taken some metal, welded it on the outside of them, and now they have the old geometry of the old clamps style, but on the newer ones, so we don't have to, so it's just easier setup.
Yep. So we'll round off the corners, make it fit a little bit better, but right now we're just gonna weld them in, probably weld up this hole, and then try them out.
Yep. Good?
Yep. Hold on. There you go.
Turn the hat on both. You can't see that in there, you can't see that. They're not great, but they will work. You can see that now. These just go in there. You can see before they were all the way down there in that hole. So now we should get our clearance back for our headers. So now we'll install them and try to redo everything else.
We got plenty of clearance now. The header's clear. All the brackets you probably can't see, but that's how it looks like now. Here, you've got plenty of clearance on it. Oh, you're in it. He's got plenty of clearance on his side. The headers go in nice and easy. So yeah, you can't really see it down in there, but
it's way, I feel like it's more clearance than it was before.
motor's setting in there good. So I think now we'll fire the welder back up and we'll burn them in real quick, and then this quick bolt-in job will be over now that we spent the entire day on it. So
Yeah.
yay, easy. Don't buy cheap stuff from Amazon.
No. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep, for sure. So all right, let's get them welded. Alright guys, Lane got all these welded in. They're pretty good. The bolts slide in pretty good. Well, temporary bolts. We gotta run to town, get some bolts. So they're both pretty good now. We got plenty of clearance. I think it's better than what it was before, but now we'll get you guys set up and we'll start slapping the rest of this thing together. And we'll take a nice couple-hour job and hopefully finish today.
Yeah.
So it turned out pretty good.
Sausage.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Alright guys, we're back in here today. We ran into a few issues last time, but since then we've got it all dialed in. We had some family stuff, so we're doing it in little spurts here and there, so we didn't video anything.
Yeah.
So, but right now we're ready to start it up, make sure everything's good. We'll put a timing light on it and make sure it's ready to go for the weekend.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright guys, new day out here in the shop, got some new clothes on, and today we're going to be working on a little list of things while I'm by myself in the shop for the day. Got a transmission mount to swap over, fix some tires, and then look what came in. The spring. We'll be able to put the spring on this side, the driver's side rear. So I'll be able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get the garage door open so I get a little bit more air relations for the breathings, and yeah, we'll do that real quick. Alright, so I went in to change my shirt, and now we're going to start working on the transmission mount, which is this little guy right here. You can see here on this one, on the this is a Turbo 400. The one in my car is a Turbo 350, I believe, or TH 350. That one, this little middle hole right there is stripped, and luckily this transmission is not being used at the moment, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this mount off, go ahead and bring you guys down here with me, and then we're gonna go ahead and jack the rear up. I have some jack stands we'll put under it, and that'll also be the start of working on the springs as well. So go ahead and get it jacked up so it's easier for me to work on. I'll pop this one off really quick, and then we'll get down there and take the other one off and put the other one on. Guys, we're under the car now. You can see here's the mount I need to take off. I've got a light set up right here in this region. And now we're going to go ahead and you can see like this middle bolt here has become righty loosey and lefty loosey. So it doesn't do anything. It's come loose. It's gotten as tight as it can when we first put it in, and it's drug itself loose with racing the few times we have. So I think what I'm gonna do, I believe it's sitting on it, so what I'll probably do is put a jack on the transmission itself. These are 5/8 to take these both off. Jack it, I'll slide this out and out of the way, and then I'll figure out how to maneuver the other one, probably from the back here. And then we'll just slide the other one in really quick and we'll be done with this. Go ahead and get my tools. I thought I was gonna need a tool to take out the middle bolt, but it's apparently just finger tight. Huh. Oh no. Mr. Light's gonna die. Oh, this bolt isn't even tight over here. That's cool. You know, we strive for perfection here. Okay, yeah, that's not even the right size bolt that's supposed to be in there. And if it checks out, I'm sure there's probably pressure on this. I don't see why there wouldn't be. It's what holds the tail end of the drive shaft or transmission up. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a jack. We'll put it under the pan, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm getting this thing out. Alright, I got a jack under here, and now, let's remove that really quick. You can see they're you can't really see. Let me move you down. They're identical mounts, and they should work. So, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this junk stripped one, and I'll put in the good one. Although I may have messed up and now I don't know which one is the stripped one and which one's the bad one. I think it's this one. Alright guys, so believe it or not, maybe you guessed it from the start, I made a shocking discovery. Somebody had the wrong size bolt in here, so it acted stripped out. Lo and behold, I found this in a box, which is a bigger bolt, and it just fits ever so perfectly. So, somebody had the wrong bolt, not point any fingers, but now it'll have the right bolt, and the mount was never the problem. So, now I'll lower the jack, bring this back down, put the bolt back in there, tighten it up finally, and then we'll start working on the rear end over there. Alright, now we're at the back of the driver's side car, and let me get down in here. You can see how unhappy this spring is. You guys like that? You can see that it's split there. This is with the car jacked up. It's off the ground. I mean, the brakes are so tight, but I mean, it's off the ground. Okay. And let me go from the back. Maybe they can see better back there. You can see before this spring sits, even with, I think we added 2.5 inches, I believe, or 2 inches. But before, with all that, it would set flat. It's supposed to be arched like it is now. What happened is it looks like there's clamps on the leaf springs, like these guys right here. You can see these. There's these clamps on the leaf springs, and one of them was missing in the front. And I believe that kind of keeps them all together, so that one top one and all of them just started de-arching because of that, I'm guessing. So I mean, that's what happened. So now I'll go ahead and I'll take the wheel off, wheel and tire, and then I'll go ahead and I think we'll drop the back one or something. I don't know. We'll go ahead and do that real quick though. Let's go ahead and get this tire off. Get that guy out of the way. So now, I believe I can take the, I think what I'll do is I'll jack the rear end up a little bit to get tension off. And then I think I can take the front and rear shackle bolt out and drop the axle, and then I'll take the U-bolts out. Maybe that's backwards. I've never technically done this before, but I have replaced bushings front and back, and I just dropped one side or the other. individually at a time. So I'll just go ahead and take the back and the fronts out, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so a guy had to go out and look for all of the tools, because apparently when you work on a project for over a week, your tools just go everywhere, no matter where you place them. You can place them on the car, and then next thing you know, they're under the car, or not even on the car anymore. So I had to go out and find some tools. Once I did, now we can start tearing into this. It's probably got a nut on the back of it. Go figure. Or it's just really not fun. It's got a nut on the back of it. And it's boxed in by the frame spacers, or stiffeners. Alright. Oh, I'll do that one later. We'll do the back one first, so it's easy. I'm gonna move you guys around and get the jack underneath it really quick, and then we'll work on that. Alright, so we got down here now. You can see I got my socket. Maybe I'll move my big head out of the way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this lower shackle bolt out. You can't see it, but I got the jack right behind you guys just to slip right in there, you know, real quick, like once I got the camera, so we can start working up front. So I already had you that before, so now just slide you guys up out of the way. There's the jack. Just like that. Yeah. There's the jack. It's the belt. So a little bit. Big jack up to the frame. That's all. Maybe sideways there. Now we go. Or do it. Now. Okay, so I'm just making sure that I don't die here. I take this off. The spring will fall. In theory, it didn't fall. But, great. Alright, so the camera shut itself off because apparently it was getting low or something like that, low battery. And so it saved the recording, all of this recording that I've done. So, now we're going to continue dropping the spring. I think in theory, right now, this thing, whatever it's called, should come down. But I believe there's some washers preventing that. Yes, there we go. That's why I gotta be careful. But either way, this is our spring. I mean, you guys can see this. Look at this. You can see how the arch is. You can see right here. It's like twisted. That may have been me, but you can see it's like twisted to the left. It's kind of crazy though. But yeah, I think there's one here, one there, there's supposed to be one here, and one here. And there's that one. So now what I'm gonna do is just reverse process the new one right there. So I'll put that one here, and I'll start the new one. You see this. This. Go over that right now. Alright guys, so yeah, it's all done now. Camera's still deadly low on battery, but we got a charger on it. But yeah, it's all done now. Got a little crazy there when, you know, the whole axle went because I had tension on the jack. But you know, everything's all good now. It's installed, everything's tight. It's all how it should be. This one's not de-arched. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack it up, get my tools out of the way, take the jack stands out from under it, put my wheels and tires back on, and then we'll actually repair some tires. Got a few flats, or a flat from the last race. Got a little squirrely, you know, hit somebody, got popped a hole, everything's sharp, you know. So I'll go ahead and get this all put back real quick, and then we'll go ahead and work on some tires. Alright, so I was just about to put the car down, and then I realized we have one last annoying and very dirty thing to do because the carpet is a mess. Would be this. This is our homemade fabbed up X-pipe. It takes your exhaust from the left side of the car and the right side of the car, and it converges them into one. This is all cut out in the middle here, and they can go out each way, and that's why it gives it a distinct sound, I would say, out of some of the cars that are out there. And one last thing we have to do, or I'd like to do personally, is this comes out off the headers, and it sits directly under your seat. Not directly under my side of the car, but it's in the center. But it's right there next to your seat. And it really just vibrates your brains out after a while. So what we have here is the finest, I mean, this is all really fine 3-inch stainless Chinesium. What I have here is a slip-on 45 degree. What our plan is either do some sort of thing like this where it's like a side pipe, or we go like this, and then where's my other piece? And then we run them out a little bit farther, and then we can either dump them or something like that. But if it sits flat in the car like this, all we could do is just turn these down like that. So they're down at the ground, but they're still getting that extra length of pipe away from me. So there's the possibilities are really endless. You know, you really wanted to, you can run it straight up into the cab, you know? It's whatever you want to do. First, what I gotta do is go get that X-pipe slipped on the headers a little bit so we can start figuring out how we want these to go and what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead, move down to the bottom of the car, the last time hopefully, and then we will work on the X-pipe and then we will work on tires. Alright guys, so went ahead and did a lot of that stuff off camera. I've kind of played with the exhaust a little bit. I think I have an idea what I'm gonna do. We'll probably film it here a little bit later, but I have the car on the ground and pulled out of the shop a little bit so you can see. So this is the passenger side. That's how it sits right now. Remember those 2-inch and or 2.5-inch shackle extension we did? Sits a little bit higher. It's a lot of bit higher. It's really high. But in dirt track racing, they normally have the driver's side tire slightly higher than the rest in the rear. So in theory, it should be actually really good. So we're probably gonna leave it, go out and drive it a few times once the rain, you know, once it all dries up, because I don't want to have to power wash it. But once we do that, should be ready for Saturday. So got a few more things to do. We'll do some tires and then we'll work on some exhaust next, and then we'll be ready for Saturday. Alright guys, thanks for watching today's video. We got a few miscellaneous things that we got to button up that aren't worth videoing, but should be loading up for Saturday, and if we don't get rained out or there's not a problem, we'll see you Saturday out in the track.
Yep, got rain in the forecast all the way through Saturday. It's raining right now. It's rained all day. It rained yesterday. So
yeah,
with any hope, we'll be able to race this weekend, but if not,
we'll be in a mud pit.
I guess it'll be ready in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
all right.